Hi guys, good day. So today we're gonna go to the Honda dealer where I got this bike, Honda Big Wing Setapak in Kuala Lumpur, for the reason that they have a few test bikes available. So one particular model which caught my attention, which is the CB1000R. So the CB1000R is a bigger brother to this bike right here, which is my own 2020 Honda CB650R. So the CB1000R is the top of the range of the Neo Sports Cafe range from Honda. It's using an engine derived from a 1000cc Fireblade, a previous model, not the current outgoing one. So the engine has been retuned and remapped to produce better low-end torque compared to its superbike, which is the Fireblade, where it came from. So natural competitors to the CB1000R are the Kawasaki Z900. We could say MT10 or MT09. The MT10 is more of a street fighter. The CB1000R is not a street fighter kind of bike. The CB1000R does not belong to the hyper naked category of bikes, such as the Ducati Street Fighter, the Aprilia Tuono, and a few others like the Yamaha MT10. It's not in that category because it's less of an attacker but more of a chill naked bike, if you can put it that way. So I'm excited to test this bike because, of course, being a bigger brother to this 650, I also want to see how big of a difference is it. How much better could it be? Because in Malaysia, the price point of the 1000cc bike is a lot higher than the 650. Well, the 650 costs around 45,000 ringgit. The 1000 costs around 80,000 ringgit, give and take. That's because of how the tax is structured in this country. Because this bike is made and assembled in Thailand, whereas the 1000 is assembled in Japan. There's different tax breaks that these countries get. What I want to know is if it's that big of a difference to jump from a 650 to the 1000. I love this bike. I love the way that there's plenty of low-end torque at the bottom end for a 4-cylinder engine. I love the fact that it's nimble, it's maneuverable, it's so easy for city riding, and as well as I can take it out on weekends. There's plenty of power and there's plenty of poke. That definitely goes fast enough for what I needed. So we're here to find out whether the CB1000R is that much better than the 650. We've almost arrived at the dealership. Can't wait to get my hands on the CB1000R. Alright guys, so this is the bike we're gonna test today, the Honda CB1000R. As you can see here, this is one in black and it's fitted with Bridgestone Battlex S22 tires. From my previous experience of owning bikes, these are the best tires I've fitted on any bike. Alright. Mode. Okay, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just looking at the different modes. Oh yeah. I'll start with standard. Yeah. So to set it, I just leave it like that? Yeah, you just leave it like that. Okay. I just need to fill out the fuel lah. No worries, man. Alright, started up the bike. There's no fuel though, so I need to go get some fuel. So I just got on this bike a minute earlier. Let's just get some fuel on this little baby and we're good to go. Putting on RON 95 from Petronas. Just filled up some fuel and right now it's looking good. Looks a lot like my CB650R, but it's a bigger brother. Throw a leg over it, turn it on. Okay, we're gonna start with standard mode. As you can see there's different modes: standard, sports, user, rain. So we're gonna start with standard. As you can see there, it revs probably up to 12,000 RPM, and there's a gear indicator. So the cluster is similar to the CB650Rs. Alright, we have some fuel, we have a bike, the weather is good to go. Little bit of impression while I'm sitting on this bike. I feel like the seat is a little wider and it digs into my thigh a bit more than it does on the 650. I flat foot on the 650 better than I do on this bike. I'm tiptoeing a little bit if I put both legs on the floor. My height is around 173 centimeters, which is around 5'9". The ergonomics seems very friendly and It doesn't feel like I'm on a big 1000cc bike. Okay, how to maneuver this bike around traffic. So far it feels quite light. I feel like this bike is quite agile to move around with. This bike is built in Japan, and I've explained before in one of my videos on things I don't like about the CB650R is the quality of the buttons. So I definitely feel like these buttons feel a little bit more premium in comparison to the 650. Definitely is a little bit of difference in experience, to me at least. Okay, let's make a U-turn. Can I get through? Can I get through? Oh, I could actually. Not bad. The width of the bike is not that bad actually. I can definitely get in between cars without any issue. I don't see it as being any different compared to the 650. Let's make a U-turn. Sometimes, oh, turning circles, amazing. Wow, very balanced. Power. Woohoo! Yeah! Definitely a little bit more punch than the 650. And there's a little bit of lift in the front wheel. I'm in the standard mode right now. That felt good. We've got that down. It's quite nimble for daily riding. It's narrow enough that you can filter between cars. That's what I noticed so far. And the seating position, although it's a bit high, you can see further in front, which is a nice thing to have. Usually bikes, if you put it in the wrong gear, they get upset. Like on this bike, I was on third actually. I was on third gear and doing quite low speeds, and it wasn't upset at all. So that makes town riding very easy. Whoa! I hit a bump there. Suspension wise, after I hit that bump right there, it did try its best to cushion against the bumps. Let's hit some bumps over here. Oh yeah, that's not bad actually. It's quite a lot of bumps. Okay, let's hit the freeway. Bloody hell. Oh, the brakes are good. Whoa! So much wind! Whoa! It's a bit bouncy. Whoa! That was not nice. The front wobbled a little bit. Probably because I was doing 200 at a corner. Should not do that again. Beautiful. Power delivery is so smooth, so linear. It's quite friendly as well. It just doesn't end. It doesn't deliver power in a brutal manner. It doesn't kick you at the back of the head. The way it delivers a lot of punch in such a smooth manner is quite amazing actually. Oh, I like this bike. Brakes. Ooh, brakes are good. Could be better than the ones on the CB650R. Okay, let's accelerate. Whoa! I'm on normal mode, man. Oh, this is not bad at all. So another question is, can you cruise on this bike if you want to say ride in long distance? Right now I'm doing 105 km/h. I'm on 6th gear, chilling at around 4000 RPM. This is a decent highway speeds for just chilling and cruising. I guess you could, but yeah, and the wind's not too strong at 100, so it is bearable. But if you go a little bit faster, and you just twist the throttle, by the way, there's no need to downshift. The wind gets a bit stronger at around 130, 140, and that's when it becomes a problem in terms of cruising comfortably over a long period of time. You could cruise, just don't cruise too fast because of the wind, not because of the bike. The bike does it comfortably, amazing. So I get it when reviewers say that this is not a hyper naked bike, it's not a brawler or anything, because it is quite a friendly little guy. It's not intimidating at all. It's quite nimble, so I like how it dips in gradually and progressively. Ooh. Wow, that's actually very nice. Love that. So nimble. Oh, and the throttle is so easy. Oh my god, I love this bike. I hate the fact that I love this bike because it's so much more expensive than my 650. This is my next bike. Are you my next bike? I don't know, but it's amazing. Whoo, love this thing. Amazing. Did I say amazing enough? I think I did. So let's make a U-turn and get back on the highway. But now I'm gonna switch the mode to sports mode, where there's little less traction control, little less engine braking, a lot more power, maximum power. Maximum power? I thought that was powerful enough just now. Whoa! A little wheelie. Okay, definitely felt a little bit more power there. So this bike probably produces around 150-ish horsepower. I'll put the power figures up here. Or here. I'll put the figures here. A little bit bouncy in the corners, I feel. But definitely handles well. It's very composed the way it holds itself, except for the back suspension is a little bit bouncy. That's how I feel. And definitely turns in well. I'm feeling quite confident. That could probably be because of the tires. Power! Woo! Man, that power is addictive. I actually told myself before that I'm not gonna end up on the 1000cc bike, but what I was referring to was a super sports bike. I didn't say anything about naked bike. But yeah, there is a lot of power, and it delivers it very, very smoothly. It's very, very addictive. You just want to accelerate the bike any chance you get because it's so addictive. Yeah, it does a little bit of wheelie every now and then because, you know, it is a powerful bike. Like this, you see there's a gap there. What do I have to do? Oh yes. Fucking hell, that's not good for me. It is bouncy. Okay, so because the rear suspension is a little bit unsettled, I feel like this bike is a little bit overpowered. It could do with a little bit more composure in its back suspension. I have no problems with the front so far. It feels very progressive and linear in terms of the turn-in feel and the way it handles itself in the corners, but the back is a little bit bouncy. I could even say that it's bouncier than the suspension on the 650, and in that sense I prefer the 650. Oh man, this bike could probably be too dangerous for me. Like most riders, you like discipline and you tend to do speeds over the speed limit anytime and accelerate too hard and could get yourself in a lot of trouble. Woo, that was good, man. Oh yeah. Ooh, a little bit wheelie there. Nice. Okay, time to switch to standard mode. How about rain mode? Let's play around with rain mode. Straight away feel that there's a lack of power in rain mode. Doesn't give you that immediate launch. I'm guessing it maxes out on the traction control. Engine braking is on 2 out of 3. Let's just go to standard mode. I think that this is a good all-rounder for those who want to have a 1000cc naked bike that delivers a lot of power and a lot of fun for the weekend, that you also want to take to work as well. Overall, it's a one bike for all. Other than that, drawbacks would be a lot of wind from going too fast. Anything above 140, you'll be experiencing a lot of wind. 140 km/h, that is, people, not mph. I'm not going that fast on this bike. First of all, it's not my bike. Second of all, it's not a naked bike. Are you crazy? It's not like I can't do it. I can't do it. It's a bike that can handle quite a lot of tasks. It's very dynamic in that sense, and Honda have done a great job to fit it all in one package, one very usable package. Not everything is about horsepower and torque figures, because that doesn't reflect anything about this bike. I don't feel like this bike is a lot more powerful than the CB650. Probably because I'm only riding it around low speeds, and it probably makes a big difference at the higher speeds, which I don't think I'll be able to test on these roads. But for an all-rounder, if one bike for all kind of bike, it is an awesome bike. So much power, so much torque, but it delivers it in such a linear manner, so smooth. Can't get enough of it. But am I sad that I'm gonna go back on my 650? No, my 650 delivers probably 80% of what I experienced today at a very good price point. Yeah, good job, Honda. And actually, I'd like to thank Honda Big Wing Setapak for lending me this bike. For those of you around Malaysia who are interested to buy Honda bikes, definitely go to them. They're the right people. Hit up my guy Alex. He's the right guy for it. Time to return this bike. Okay. Awesome, bro. It's actually very easy to ride. Surprisingly, 1000cc is as easy as this bike. Huh? It's as easy as this bike. Yes. But those tires are a lot better than these tires. The S22. It's a lot more nimble, a lot more stable. This tire stuck. I'm gonna change it soon. Okay, bro. Take care, man. Okay. Alright, so we're back on our trusty old 650. So being back on the 650, I am still very happy that I got this bike. I wouldn't change a thing, because this bike can do around 70 to 80% of what the 1000R can do in terms of power. It does feel like a slightly smaller bike, but it's not tiny. You know, it's not that big of a difference in terms of riding experience. In terms of comfort, I just hit the same few bumps just now. It feels about the same. It's a great job for the 650 to perform so closely to the 1000. Oh, I love this bike. Can't deny that. Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel as fast. So this bike is still fast enough, but it's not as torquey as the 1000 for obvious reasons. And you can still have plenty of fun on this bike. It'll definitely do speeds comfortably. You're just as comfortable on this bike as you are on the 1000. If you're cruising, for example, it's just that the acceleration on the 1000R, you can accelerate so much harder. You don't ride fast all the time, right? Especially on a commuter bike. On normal riding, it's about the same. And I'm very happy with this bike, the way it is. Yeah, the brakes. These bikes somehow don't have as good as a set of brakes as on the CB1000R. You can still accelerate hard, but I just have to work a little bit harder. Awesome bike. Woo. And yeah, I feel like this bike's rear suspension is a little bit better than the 1000R. The 1000R suspension is a little bit bouncy. This one's a little bit more planted, more firm. Handling wise is about the same, but I feel like these bikes are fitted with tires that make the bike feel a little bit numb. Could do with better tires on the 650. So would I consider an upgrade from the 650R to the 1000R? To simply put, no. It doesn't make a difference for me for the most of the riding I do. It made me realize that this bike is very well built. Very, very well built. And is very impressive. And especially at the price point of 70,000-80,000 ringgit for the 1000R compared to 45,000 ringgit on this bike, it definitely doesn't justify that slight upgrade for me. In terms of riding in town, the CB1000R is a good bike for riding in town. If you really want to move from the 650 to the 1000R, it will not compromise your town rideability, if that is even a word, town rideability. So the sound the 1000R makes is a little bit more growly compared to the 650. Has a little bit more compared to the 650's really buttery smooth sound. Riding the 1000R makes me appreciate this bike so much more. I'm really thankful that I have this bike. I bought it, it's a good choice, because the extra money that would have gone to the 1000, I will not be able to get value out of it. I don't ride that much faster. Yes, it accelerates so much faster than the 650, but this bike accelerates quite fast on its own anyways. And the rear suspension on the 1000R is a little bit soft. For the amount of power that it makes, I believe that the 1000R needs a better rear suspension compared to what it has right now. So I hope you enjoy my little comparison review from a CB650R to 1000R. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. More importantly, have a good day, stay safe, and ride safe. I'll catch you another time. Bye.